Headlines most affecting Abbotsford this week. A trial date has been set in the murder of two Abbotsford seniors. Major additions to a couple of Abbotsford schools. An Abbotsford man is making a name for himself with the Guinness Book of Records. And a number of the Abbotsford Falcons football team will be off to BC Place. Peter Lehn will have more in sports. Our guests this week include Realtor and Radon advocate Jill Hall and record spinner Sandeep Singh Kaila. All right, Abbotsford, let's get started. A trial date has been set for three Surrey men accused of killing an Abbotsford couple, Arnold and Joanne DeJong, in May of 2022. Now, in December of that same year, three Surrey men were each charged with first-degree murder of the seniors. The motive of these killings will be coming out, but during the trial. Construction has started on 8 classroom additions in both Augustin Traditional and Margaret Stennerson Elementary schools, so this will cost the province about $23.2 million. Now, once complete, 360 new student seats will be added to the growing district. The addition of 180 new seats for Augustin will alleviate enrollment pressure. That will allow space also for childcare. 2 purpose-built childcare classrooms will also be built at Margaret Stennerson, and again, that is to provide childcare for as old as 4 years of age. Back to school means those rules are in place by the numbers. If you obey the traffic signs and the speed limits in school zones, you're going to be fine. But in Abbotsford, the school zone times are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And in a school or a playground zone, speeding tickets can range anywhere starting at $196 to $253 or more. ICBC data showing that every year an average of 370 kids are injured in crashes while walking or cycling in BC, and of all of those, 66 happen in school and playgrounds. DFO allowing pink salmon openings that run through now to the 21st, so that's no Chinook, no coho, and no chum. The areas where you can fish, and again until the 21st, the tidal Fraser River, the non-tidal Fraser River, the Chilliwack Vedder, the Harrison, and Stave Rivers. They're all open to retention of pink salmon only. Jill Hall is a Valley Realtor who also is an advocate for owners and renters to be aware of radon gas. It's a naturally occurring gas that can cause cancer and other ailments. Most radon exposures occur inside homes, schools, and workplaces. Radon gas basically becomes trapped indoors, and it enters buildings through cracks and other problems and holes in the foundation. Ms. Hall will be joining us in a moment for an update on her efforts to have public health authorities take some type of action. Abbotsford's Sandeep Singh Kaila has established a world record for spinning a football. In fact, there are other records in the Guinness book that he's got his eyes on, and we're going to meet him in just a couple of minutes' time. While BC is nowhere near being in the clear for the wildfire season, the BC Wildfire Service, their director is saying the agency is already starting to plan out what the fall and the next season is going to look like. Cliff Chapman says the organization is going to continue to invest heavily in prevention and mitigation. He adds that he wants to be clear the wildfire season is nowhere near over. The emergency management minister for the province, Bowen Ma, extended the provincial state of emergency to September 14th, all due to the drought. Next up, we're going to talk about spinning a football, radon gas with Jill Hall, and then Peter Lehn with sports. This week continues with Jill Hall, a realtor, but we have talked about radon gas a number of times over the past couple of months. We're going to talk about this again because there's been some numbers that have come out that have concerned you. And first off, what is radon gas in the house? If you do a quick Google, it's the word radioactive comes up. So what exactly is this, and how should we worry about it in our homes?
Okay, so radon is a breakdown of uranium, which is a worldwide issue. It's under it's in the soil and the rocks, and it breaks down. It comes up. It's a radioactive gas, and it turns into radon. And so any building, any structure that has 4 walls and a roof has radon in it. Is it high? We don't know unless we test it.
Is there a benchmark number of what's good radon, bad radon?
Yeah, so Canada says 200 becquerels is the acceptable level. I mean, truly no radioactive gas, I would say, is good to breathe. World Health Organization has set it at 100. So personally, my thing is 100 becquerels.
Now, when it comes to radon testing, we were talking about this off air. Correct me on this. So Abbotsford and Hope actually have standards in their building codes?
Abbotsford and Hope has had the full stack radon mitigation systems, or a sort of rough-in mitigation system. I'm not sure if it's full stack, for years in their building code, but Chilliwack has not, and the interior does, but most of the places in Lower Mainland don't have it.
Yeah. And one of the things that we also talked about was it can cause cancer, and not just humans, but there was a line or a story about a dog.
Yes.
Somebody's dog got cancer from this.
There's a family here in Chilliwack that have 2 dogs. Both dogs got lung cancer.
Yeah. What has been, first off, from Fraser Health, their opinion on what's going on, especially because of the rules in Chilliwack, and then there's the Ministry of Health. What has been your dialogue with those two?
Well, I've had huge support from the community, City of Chilliwack, very support, BCRA, BCFSA.
And BCRA is?
BCRA is BC Realtor Association.
Okay.
BCFA is the BC Financial Service Authority. So with them, I'm trying to get them to mandate a radon course provincially for all realtors so that we can educate the public. So I've had huge support, but the fall down is public health. So I've been trying to contact them for 2.5 years to raise the alarm, because their mandate is to protect the public, but they have not responded to me to date.
Did Fraser Health, did they actually put any pressure on Abbotsford and Hope to change their buildings codes, or is that just the City of Abbotsford's here, the City of Chilliwack's here, they got to do it separately? Is that the deal, or?
Well, I don't know if there was radon testing done in those areas, because there's a volunteer group that does it, third party, and I think that might have driven it. I'm not 100% sure, but public health is not on, they are not clued into radon.
Yeah, and we have, is this a basic testing unit for?
Yeah, so this is one of the newer products that's available now, and it's an indoor air quality testing. So it'll test radon, CO2, VOCs, and it has a little light at the front, and it turns green, red, or yellow. So it's a very visual thing that you can see if your air quality is good, which... So
this would cost the average consumer how much?
About $345. Yeah, you can order it online.
Okay. Yeah. When it comes to, I am a fan of those do-it-yourself shows and that. I don't really hear too many people talking about radon, and you were correct telling me off air, though, guys like Mike Holmes have got it, they're talking about it, but then some of the others, it's, well, let's just talk about the foundation, let's just talk about this. Is this, for lack of a better term, the silent killer, or is it simply, let's just put a bigger spotlight on it? Radon is the silent killer. Okay. You nailed it. Because you can't see it, you can't smell it, it is the silent killer. And people, the radon experts have been trying to inform the government, but for some reason they're just not stepping up. They're causing more, like the BC Energy Step Code, where at Step 3, that's 1 air exchange per hour in our homes. So our homes are just getting buttoned right up, and they're not addressing radon, and it's on the rise. Yeah, because homes nowadays are so well sealed as opposed to the older homes. This is a conversation where we will pick up again very, very soon. As always, Jill, a big thank you for coming along. Thank you for having me. And you're watching This Week.
This week in Abbotsford sports. Last weekend, the Langley Rams' drive fell short as the West Shore Rebels beat them 28-21 in Langley. Next up for the Rams, a Saturday home date with the Prince George Kodiaks at McLeod Stadium. All games are on bcfctv.com. Hats off to members of the Abbotsford Falcons, who are recent winners of Punt, Pass, and Kick, which is a BC Lions program designed to provide an opportunity for amateur football players to test their skills while reinforcing their love for football. They are, in the junior bantam, Dominic Lowen; in Pee-wee, Devin Dick; in Atom, Hunter Roy; and in flag, Logan Johnson. Congratulations and good luck at BC Place on September 16th, when the BC Lions host the Ottawa Red Blacks. a 4 p.m. start with national TV coverage on TSN. First, the BCHL went to the Flow. Now it's the Pacific League. Flow Hockey, which was known as Hockey TV, is the broadcaster for the PJHL, and that includes the Abbotsford Pilots and the Mission City Outlaws. Flow Hockey is available as an app on your phone, tablet, or smart TV, including RockU TVs, Apple TV, and Google TV. Check them out. They cover a ton of amateur and professional hockey leagues across North America. From September 15th to the 22nd, local police officers from abbyPD and IHIT, plus emergency services personnel, will ride 800 kilometers to support children and families living with cancer. The money raised from this event will support the Canadian Cancer Society in fueling new pediatric cancer research discoveries and sending 600 kids each year to Camp Good Times, a local medically supervised recreation experience for children and teens affected by cancer, as well as their families. Google Cops for Cancer to make a donation and to get more information. And next, an interview Don did with a world record holder.
So after the break, this week, we're not going to be that serious with this interview. This is Sandeep Singh Kaila, who is making a name for himself with the Guinness Book of World Records, amongst other things. Now, that's the cool trick. Now, there's another one. Can you do that with the toothbrush?
Yeah.
You've got to see this. Yes, he knows how to spin balls. This is amazing. And we won't ask you any tough questions as you're doing this. It's a lot tougher than it looks. Now, whenever it's convenient for you, I would like to know when did you start? When did you realize you had a talent for doing this? When you were a kid, or?
In 2004,
Yeah.
I started playing volleyball shooting. That's a traditional game of Punjab. That's
Okay.
especially played in Punjab.
Uh-huh.
That time, when I get free time, I just start juggling with the volleyball shooting. That's a very small ball.
Mm-hmm.
That time, I start my journey of the spinning ball.
And how did you go from 2004 to the Guinness Book of World Record? Did they find you? You approached them? What happened with that?
I approached them.
Okay.
In 2017, I applied my first record by watching one video of YouTube. There's a one guy, he lived in the United States. His name is David Can. I just watched his video. He was spinning football on his index finger for 20 seconds, something like that.
Yeah.
And I could spin volleyball shooting that time 40 seconds.
Oh, you really upped on him.
Yeah.
I like this. So has Guinness, did they sponsor you? Do they give you a stipend, or is it just bragging rights saying, hey, I'm in the book?
So I want to tell you, the Guinness World Record book, they don't pay you anything
Really?
for the record. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm very lucky. They sponsor me for Canada and also sponsor me for other countries. They took me for the tour and for performance for record-breaking program. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. You were saying something about that they were helping you get your citizenship? Or?
Yeah. So Guinness World Record sponsored me from India. After that, I got permanent residence in Canada. After that, I applied my Canadian citizenship. Now I'm Canadian citizenship.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So, okay, you got the basketball. We'll do the football trick in a second, but have you done a rugby ball yet, or is that still down the road?
I have a one record in rugby ball, longest duration spinning rugby ball on one finger.
Yeah.
For 30.33 seconds.
What about something like a hockey puck, or is that too hard?
No, it's
Yeah,
too hard.
okay.
I can only do American football, Canadian football, and
Yeah.
rugby ball, and regular soccer ball.
Were you doing stuff like this when you were a kid, though, or getting in trouble, or is this when you became an adult? And hey, I can do this.
No, that time I never realized that.
No?
It's like just when I was like in 2004, that time I realized
Yeah.
I can do it.
Did you drive your dad and your parents crazy when you were doing this, or?
Yeah, lots of my performance time I took them with me, and they are like they're sitting in the audience.
Yeah.
They watch and they enjoy it every time. That's why I took my dad today here.
Oh.
For the interview, his first
and
time.
he's sitting right over there, by
Yeah,
the
his
way.
first time for the interview.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other type of records? I had heard through the grapevine you were thinking of an eating record, like the hot dog eating thing.
And no, it's number of elements eating in 1 minute. Yeah, and
Having heartburn thinking about this.
it's a 52 is a current record.
Yeah.
I will try 55.
You are a braver man than I am. Oh, my.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, this product placement, it is a CFL, regulation CFL, Wilson Ball. This, you got to see.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
if there's
It's a very
anybody with
hard.
the BC Lions,
It's a hard.
this one's tougher.
Yeah, it's a tougher.
Okay. Oh, okay, no worries.
No worries.
Take your time. No, you got it. You got it. Yeah.
Wait. Just give me a time.
Isn't this amazing?
Can you hold this one?
I'll hold that. It's getting cheered on off camera by family here. Sandeep, thank you so much for coming in. This is amazing. Are you going to give lessons on how to do this, or are you going to keep the secrets?
Yeah, I have teach my 2 of student in Punjab, my same village,
Yeah.
and he also broken 1 record in longest duration spinning a basketball on his elbow.
On his elbow.
Yeah, and I teach them free because it's a God gifted.
Yeah. Big thank you for coming by,
No, it's-
and you are welcome anytime. And next time you do the elbow trick, let
Yeah,
us know.
sure.
You're watching This Week. abbyTV weekend weather. So, Cari, it's starting to feel just a little like fall.
The weather this week is going to be still quite lovely, all the way up to 27 on Saturday. A little bit of cloud Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, with highs around 23 next week, lows down to 13 and 14. Still great enough to keep those windows and doors open and let the fresh air come on in. Except for the 3 birds that came into my house today. My daughter was terrified. Once we got them out and the poop cleaned up, we decided to actually do some research on said birds. Turns out, now is a great time to actually start feeding the birds that are going to be heading south, that don't head south for the winter. And, fun fact, you'll go through a lot of feed right away because some of those birds like to take the seed and hide it in a hidey hole until later on in the winter when they actually need it. Who knew? Have a great week, everyone, and don't forget to buy birdseed.
Thanks, Cari, and thank you for watching. Now, if you have a local news story you'd like us to report on, you can always send us a note and your video and your pictures to news@chilltv.ca. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. I'm Don Lehn.